That wasn't a no.
Classic Brady gaslighting.
Okay, I think we're live.
Hold
That was quite
Yeah,
the
try and
intro.
pull it up for me, Sean.
up. No, you're not live.
Not seeing nothing.
Offline.
Oh, it says
Wait,
it's live on my end.
what the?
Oh yeah,
What's the
I went
what's
to
that
yeah.
what's that blue-haired girl or guy looking at?
What are you talking about?
I hate you.
Never mind.
Okay.
Sometimes when I think about Dragon Ball Super Broly, my body does weird things.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
Well,
hold on. I'm
anyway,
gonna report Chase for Boy for not
it
being
says I'm
online.
live, so oops.
Oh,
You're definitely not live.
Go to my channel again, bro.
I'm literally refreshing it.
Wait, are you streaming on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you
hold
went to my
on.
Twitch, didn't you?
Sorry,
Oh
Sean's
yeah,
being
he's
Wow.
there.
dumb.
I see
Shut
him.
up.
Wow, you guys are
Watch
really smart.
Oh,
Oh my
Sean
god.
be dumb for like 5 minutes straight.
The Sean Dumb stream. Okay.
Okay.
all right.
What's
All
up,
right.
internet?
So I'm gonna just assume everything's working.
Sure.
That's a good way to stream.
I put everything in forgettable tier and now I can't take it out.
What?
Why'd you do that?
Anyways,
Anywho's, the first movie up here is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Do you want to just go in that order? That
sure.
Sure.
faux show. Okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, what are we thinking? For me, I'd probably put it in the bruh tier because it's just like whatever, you know. Any thoughts?
I didn't watch it. You guys watched it though. You talk about it. I'm sitting this out.
This is
I
one of those movies
thought it
where I can't remember a thing that happened in it, so that's
That's where I'm saying it should be in the forgettable tier because I remember there's a ghost lady,
mm-hmm.
and I remember, spoiler alert, the snap happens at the end of the credits.
Oh yeah.
And-
Spoilers for Sean and Josiah, I guess.
That's fine.
I mean, you've seen Infinity War though, but he's in like the subatomic whatever, and then the lady's parents are like snapped while he's in there, and then they can't bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I remember about the movie.
Yeah, that's
I've seen the movie. I'd
Yeah.
say it's either bruh or forgettable. It's not really poopy.
Yeah, right now I'm thinking bruh just because it's like I don't remember a single thing that happened in this movie other than that there's a girl that dressed in like a white suit and at the end of the movie he gets stuck in like the nether realm. That's all I remember about this movie. It's like I don't know. It's like about peak generic forgettable bland Marvel movies as you can get, I think. So that's like about as middle of the road as you can get. Like I don't remember anything horrible about it, but I just don't remember enjoying it really at all. So
Okay.
Yeah.
you know how it be.
Bruh tier.
Yeah.
Okay.
For now.
What was next? Because I screwed all mine around.
Ant-Man. The first
Oh.
Ant-Man.
What order is this in?
I don't know,
What
it
if
was
I
random.
Is it alphabetical?
What if I hit? Yeah, if I hit reset.
I bet
Yeah.
it's alphabetical because A.
Oh, makes sense.
The letter A is the first letter of the alphabet. If you guys didn't know that.
True. Someone in chat says, "What about Bully Maguire?"
Bullet or is S tier?
S tier, but he's not on this list, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd have to make a new tier just for Bully McGuire.
Yo,
Yo,
who's got the
Who invited
train
the train?
in their
Like-
house?
That sounds like an Indiana thing. I'm gonna guess
Thomas?
Josiah.
Is it Thomas? Thomas
Thomas?
the Tank Engine?
Thomas. My man has a
Josiah,
train
make
in
your
his
train
living
stop,
room.
It's
Oh,
giving me
yeah, that's me.
flashbacks to school days.
I'll mute myself for a minute.
You don't have to mute.
I'm
Josiah says Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer is S tier. Dang.
Oh no.
True.
Was that a good movie? I actually can't remember.
I didn't see any of the Fantastic Four movies.
They were pretty garbage from what I remember.
But Captain America was Human Torch.
Yeah, they were pretty garbage. I feel like Ant-Man was a pretty good movie. I wouldn't say it was great, but
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I remember
It
this
made me
movie
giggle.
pretty well.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
I feel like the pacing in this movie is a little fast or a little weird because like halfway through it just becomes a big training montage and then like the ending battle happens and that's kind of the whole movie, but I don't know, I at least remember it, you know? And I haven't seen it in like 3 or 4 years, so that's something.
At least
comparison to
tried
the
to do a
others.
good heist movie
Oh yeah.
for like the last part of the movie.
I like the
which I
side
liked.
characters and they were fun and the heist. I don't know, this movie's a lot of fun. I'd rewatch it, which is, you know, something I really can't say about a whole lot of other Marvel movies, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faux show.
So is it? Was it
I guess that's good. I don't know. I wouldn't put it much higher than that.
yeah.
Personally.
Had good visuals too.
Oh yeah, they go into Shrinkland. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
The tiny verse.
Into the tiny verse. Avengers: Age of Ultron, I guess.
That's a contentious one.
I'm gonna just say, in my opinion, it's a bruh tier movie.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting out of the theater and my dad was like, yo, that was not a good movie. And I was like, wait, did I actually enjoy that or not? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of agreeing. I would not, I don't know, it's like 2.5 hours long. It's probably not that long, but it feels like it. It's like exactly like the first Avengers movie, but it's not as interesting, I guess. The villain, I know a lot of people really like Ultron, but in my opinion, he kind of is just like super bland or whatever. And I don't like his design in this movie at all. So, any other
Yeah,
thoughts?
that's fair.
I mean, I like Ultron, and I didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I think I liked it the first time I saw it, but then like I watched it again and I was like, wait, this sucks. So
Yeah.
I would bruh to it.
Ultron's powers don't really make a whole lot of sense either. Like to me, like why can't he just like have the power? He like has telekinesis and other like he can just like lift parts of the road when he's getting chased. I don't know. It don't make sense.
Mm.
I don't know. Humor's kind of
feels-
whack.
Bruh tier to me.
Yeah. Bruh.
Josiah
I'm
is unmuted.
Oh yeah, Josiah, you can say something if you
Oh
want.
yeah.
You have permission to speak.
I guess I agree. I think I also like Ultron. I almost said Voltron.
Oh,
I like
God.
Ultron.
Ultron. Age of
As-
Ultron.
I like him as a villain, but I feel like this movie's portrayal of him was just kind of like meh. Like it was kind of an accident, and what's he even doing?
Yeah.
Just read the Ultron stuff in the comics. It's better than this movie.
Yeah, especially after watching the latest What If episode. I feel like Ultron in this movie is just like, I don't know, just so underwhelming in my opinion. But that's my opinion. I'm gonna just leave it in the bruh tier for now. Up next we have Avengers: Infinity War. Fellas, thoughts? True.
Was this the last one?
It's at least great.
No, this is the second to last Avengers movie.
Oh yeah, Endgame is
Oh,
the last
literally,
one.
I did the same thing. Infinity War.
I mean, I just remember seeing both of those in theaters, and it was really hype. But I feel like that's different than it being a good movie, and I don't know.
I feel like Infinity War was a pretty good movie.
I think Infinity War. I don't. This is jumping the gun, but I think Infinity War was better than Endgame personally.
Hmm. I
I
think
would-
I have
I
to
think-
agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think a lot of the character writing in Infinity War is like really strong. Like the Hulk has this setup where there's the disconnection between his two sides, and that's heightened in this movie to a place that's never been before. And I don't know, Tony Stark's goofing like normal, and Thor's doing his great arc where he has to get the hammer back. He has to build the new axe and whatever.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like Chris Pratt's character Mario has a lot to do in this movie too, where he has to give up his girlfriend. Uh,
His girlfriend Pete.
and I guess we'll talk about it more, but in Endgame, I feel like a lot of those character arcs are kind of just forgotten about or done really poorly. So
Yeah.
for that reason, I think Infinity War is probably better.
I feel like Infinity War was great because Thanos was really great, but then Endgame basically started with him dying and us going back to his past version, and it just felt like all of that build-up was almost for nothing because he just ended up dying.
True. Yeah, he's like kind of I wouldn't call him a generic villain in Endgame, but he's definitely a little more just blatantly evil for
Yeah.
power's sake, I guess. Where in this movie has like a weird utilitarian goal of saving the universe through executing everyone. That makes him kind of interesting. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where's Endgame at? I'll put Endgame in good for now.
Sure.
I think if you rewatch the final battle in Endgame, you'll see that visually it's extremely very ugly.
It is. It's nasty. I was
Yeah.
watching a clip of it the other day.
It's like it's surprising how ugly this movie is in retrospect. Like specifically the moments where Captain America wields Thor's hammer for the first time. Oh my gosh, dude. It's like, why is everything so gray? Why is everything so foggy and poopy colored? I don't know.
What? Why did it turn into a DC movie?
Kind
True.
of.
I feel like the only reason I liked that scene in theaters was because we were literally in a theater with a bunch of people who were all like, we were all just like monkey brain
Mhm.
with the pretty lights on screen.
I don't know. I really
So anyways, Marvel is trash.
Yeah, for sure. I think I spelled forgettable wrong. Anyway, I like the moment where Tony Stark meets his dad. I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah.
I like Black Widow and Hawkeye fighting it out to kill each other, kill themselves. That's relatable.
True.
Yeah.
What else? The whole like Tony Stark and Gamora and not Gamora, the other one, Nebula in space is pretty cool and pretty visually interesting, with all like the blue tones and whatever. But aside from that, I don't know. It's like the final battle is just so ugly to me. Like the choreography in the fight scene. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I guess I did enjoy a lot of the time travel parts, like where they went back to like the old Avengers movie, and you kind of got to like relive that. Like I know it was kind of like a little franchise thing, but it also did make sense because like the Tesseract was there. I don't know. I think that part was really fun, but yeah, I feel like the climax was what was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed all like the different travels. It's just I don't know, like the fighting choreography in the last half is so lame to me. Like, why is Thor Like when Thor fights Thanos, he like just punches him once and then gets his head kicked in. I don't know. It's like it's just so uninteresting to me. Like the
Yeah.
like moves that they use. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it. Captain
I
Marvel.
also felt like
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think our timing is off, but I also felt like one of the cheesiest or weirdest parts of that movie was the whole like Thor's fat and he's really depressed, but we're gonna make
Fortnite
it
gamer
funny.
Thor.
I
Fortnite gamer Thor.
like blocked that out of my memory.
Oh yeah.
It actually made me kind of upset.
Never mind, that's S tier. Fortnite Thor.
No.
Anyway, Captain Marvel.
Wait, where
Is-
did we put Infinity War?
Oh, I just
Yeah, we
put
can
it in
end-
good. I don't know.
I did. Okay, if we're putting Endgame in good, we have to put Infinity War higher.
I would agree with that. I think it goes up a bit. It's a
Okay.
better movie.
Unless it's good, but it comes before Endgame.
Okay.
What's your verdict?
My verdict is I'm going to put Infinity War at probably the bottom of S tier if we put other things in there.
Oh,
for now.
okay.
Oh.
Or at the top of great tier and then just leave Endgame probably behind Ant-Man for now.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Captain Marvel I am going to put in bro tier.
Yeah.
Fellas, thoughts?
I think it's a solid poopy tier.
I watched it once. I don't remember.
I can't believe Marvel's woke agenda.
Brie
I
Larson has made a YouTube
remember
channel
being
because
upset.
her career is dying.
I'm gonna slide past that. I just remember being super upset that like they built up Nick Fury's whole like scar on his eye to being like this crazy thing, like
Oh
this
yeah.
crazy experience that happened to him, and that just ended up being the cat scratched him.
He got by his cat.
He got
That's the only thing I
Happens to the
remember about
best
the
of us.
movie.
he got Larsoned.
He got Brie Larson on set. Yeah, for me, it's like I literally don't remember anything about this movie. The only thing I remember is that the cat eats the cube at like near
Yeah.
the end.
Oh
I do
yeah.
not remember anything else about this movie.
I
like,
just,
at
I
all.
literally just remember the cat. That's the only
I
thing.
don't even remember how she gets her powers. Like this movie is that forgettable to me.
It's because she was an alien.
Was she? I
Yeah.
thought she was like a flyer or like an airplane.
Well, she was,
pilot
but
at
she
some point.
had her memory erased. She's an alien, actually.
Oh really?
I don't
Yeah.
remember
What is
this
that?
movie
That's
at
shit.
all.
That's not even just the movie. That's just Captain Marvel.
I-
Really? I thought she was a human.
She's a
Okay,
human.
but like,
But like,
Google.
Captain Marvel.
She
Man,
got her powers from like a random ship crash that gave her random radioactive energy.
oh really?
I think so. It shows that in the movie.
I don't remember that. I remember there were green people, but I don't know. This movie is kind of just up there with whatever the second Ant-Man. Just like it's forgettable, man. I don't know. What do you want to hear from me? It's not as horrible as people said because like Brie
Yeah,
Larson is
forgettable.
the internet's witch, but aside from that, I don't know.
You guys think this movie being kind of bad has anything to do with just like the Captain Marvel's superpowers are just a little uninteresting, that she's like invincible and stuff?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't.
I feel like they didn't know what to really do with her after this, so they just like made her go really far out into space, and then they were like, okay, so because you could easily beat Thanos, we're just gonna make you have to travel a long way back so that you don't like ruin the movie.
You
plot."
guys, we watched the movie once, and we're just saying like, I think this happened, and we're gonna get a bunch of angry nerds mad at us.
I'm gonna put this. in
Well,
my
I'm talking
bottom.
more about like her appearances after Captain Marvel, where she just kind of gets thrown away from the rest of the cast because she's just too OP, and then they just bring her back when they need her to destroy an entire airship.
Okay, well, I wasn't right, but we were all kind of right. She got exposed to the energy of the Tesseract and then was made into a Kree-human hybrid via blood transfusion.
I don't remember the blood transfusion part.
And then she had all her old memories removed, so I was right about that part.
I just don't remember this.
And was made a member
Well.
of the Star Force.
That's crazy.
Did you guys know they made 2 edits of Infinity, or I think it was Endgame?
Yeah.
One was like, if Captain Marvel did well, they were gonna have more scenes of her in it, but since no one liked the movie, they had like 2 scenes of her in it.
It happens. I do remember that, yeah.
That's a big risk.
The feminist agenda.
So yeah. I feel bad because I know everyone hates Brie Larson because she's like a woman or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole controversy around her was just manufactured out of nothing, so.
Let's clarify that we don't dislike Captain Marvel because there's a female lead.
Yeah.
That's not what we just.
I'm
than Josiah.
I'm a woman, and I didn't think it didn't make me more proud to be a woman. So.
What I'm saying is we're not Paul Joseph Watson saying get woke, go broke.
But at the same time,
as much as I liked a good female lead, it wasn't great.
True. This was, I think, I don't know how to put on top of that. This was Marvel's like best performing movie up until this point. It was like it grossed $1 billion or something.
Yeah.
Like better than the first Avengers movie or first 2 somehow. I don't know how that happened. Even like I guess everyone hates this movie, but it performed really well. So
weird.
Very strange. Captain America. I think this is the Winter Soldier. What are we thinking? S tier?
This is my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I could rewatch this one a lot, to be fair.
I can rewatch it all day. I love Winter Soldier.
Yeah, this movie came out, I think, in like 2014, and my brother went to Africa on a mission trip, and so he had to download a few movies for the 14-hour flight or whatever, probably even longer than that, and he watched this movie like 10 plus times in a row, he said.
It's such a good movie.
So
that
fact is pretty funny for me.
It's so good.
I mean, I feel like I'd want to jump off the plane if I watched the same Marvel movie 10 times in a row, so I don't know if I believe him.
Well, he's different, you know.
He's built different.
Yeah. The fight.
My brother watched Thor Ragnarok 15 times in a row.
Yo.
Because it was really funny.
Wait, your brother didn't watch Thor Ragnarok 10 times? What's wrong with him?
You know that movie's really funny and has good jokes?
Oh yeah, that's what it's known for, kind of. Anyway, Winter Soldier. It has Nick Fury in it. Probably the last Nick Fury movie or role that he took part in that was actually cool. Every other movie with him from this point on is just like, hello, it's me, Nick Fury, and I'm in this Spider-Man movie for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah. I like all the twists in this movie. Like there's a Dr. Nazi guy in the computer underneath like the
Dr.
army
Nazi.
base.
Yeah, that's a really good scene.
Yeah,
I just love the drama, like them when he has to like break out of the Shield headquarters because Hydra takes over it. That part's awesome.
Oh, the elevator scene.
The elevator scene's amazing.
Yeah.
I love the dynamic between Black Widow and Captain America. I think that's really great. Like, I feel like they're such a good duo, and this movie is kind of what made me really like Natasha Romanoff as a character.
Brookie Barnes.
Oh my gosh, dude. The Bucky
the
in
heartthrob.
Yeah, there's so many iconic moments in this movie. So many just
when he
like,
catches
cool
the
set
shield.
pieces.
Oh.
So many just cool battle scenes. I don't know.
It's just such a good movie. And it's one of those where I feel like the climax is actually really satisfying.
Yeah.
And it also leaves you on this like cliffhanger of like Bucky walking away from him and having remembered him, and
Oh
like
my goodness.
it just sets up so much of the rest of the Marvel universe. I love this movie.
Yeah,
I'll
there's
take
some.
it.
This is a movie where it's like it feels like the stakes are real. Like I remember watching the finale and the Hydra people are just like gunning people down, and it's like, dang, this is dark. Like I don't know. And then there's this like random nerd at the computer, and one of the Hydra dudes is like, press the button or I'll shoot you. And then the guy's like, no. And it's like a random moment of heroism from this like unknown character. I don't know. I really like this movie. I really like all the fight scenes. I really like the Winter Soldier character, and just like the Hydra people are just evil and despicable in all the right ways. I don't know.
Is this the first one Falcon's in again?
Oh yeah, he
Right.
is in this one. I forgot about
I
that.
feel like this was his best appearance in the Marvel universe. Maybe I mean I also liked him in Civil War, but
Because this was the On Your Left movie.
yeah, that's right. I should
Yeah.
know this. It's my favorite movie.
On Your Left.
On your
I
left.
feel like they did a really good job of like bringing him in, but like it was kind of that slow burn of like, is he the Falcon? Oh, he's the Falcon. Like I don't know. I think this movie is beautiful and it's Marvel's best piece. So that's
Big
Chill.
all I'm
agree.
gonna say.
Chill.
All right, up next, Captain America, the first Avenger. Josiah, how about you take this one?
Alright, I'll take this one. It's at least good or great. It could be S tier for me as well, but I think Winter Soldier just builds on the first movie a lot because you get to see Captain America like what he's like during our time. So I think that's like above the first movie, but at least good or great.
Yeah. I think for now this was the first Marvel movie I saw, I think. And I remember going to the theaters to see it on like a random Thursday school night. I don't know. Very interesting memories. I don't know. I don't remember a ton about it. I remember that he gets on the plane at the end and he has to sacrifice himself. Guess that's all that really matters. The Red Skull I remember being kind of intimidating, especially when he first showed up and that poor old guy was at that church and he shot him or something. I don't know. I thought that was sad. Rip.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't remember much about this movie, to be honest. There's a train. Bucky falls off of it. It's pretty tragic.
Oh yeah.
Captain America is skinny at the. Dude, back in the day, I did not know how they made like Steve Rogers skinny to big. I always was under the impression that like they filmed the first part like way in advance,
and then he got really jacked.
And then he like worked out a lot and then became really jacked, and then they filmed the rest of the movie.
No way.
I did not know how they did that because it's like, dang, he's really, that's the same actor. Look, it's his face, unless that's like a different actor somehow, and he just looks really similar.
There were no cuts. They literally just juiced him right there on set with like steroids.
Oh my god.
It's pretty impressive.
I guess
how they
that's
did that.
yeah. I guess
He
that's a
lost,
testament to like the
90%
good
kidney
CG.
after that.
I remember
was it?
thinking,
The skinny was CG, right? Yeah.
yeah, I remember
No,
thinking like, is he CG before or after?
He's just a skinny guy that they cast, and they've just been CGing him for the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I kind of want that theory to be true because it's more funny. As far as the movie, I don't remember. I remember liking this movie every time I saw it, so I'm gonna put it in a good tier. Probably less than Ant-Man personally. You know how
Josiah,
I feel.
arbitrate
What?
the decision.
Josiah don't know.
It's gotta be above Ant-Man at least.
Okay, we're putting him above.
Dang.
I think just because it's more like iconic than Ant-Man,
Mm-hmm. It is.
I would say it's better. Not that iconic means that it's like necessarily greater Like, I don't know. I think it just has more of an impact on the whole MCU.
Faux show, faux show. Captain America: Civil War, fellas. No?
You didn't like Civil War?
No, Civil War was really good.
Oh.
Oh. I was like,
Oh yeah, for sure. I think we just peer pressured it.
It was
Say
really
what you
weird
really
that Captain
think.
America kept saying, "This is just like the Confederates."
This is just like when the Civil War happened. That's when I knew this movie was really good.
Oh my gosh.
When Iron Man was like, Captain America, this is like a Civil War. That's when I knew.
This is
I recently found this like Twitter page that does nothing but like edit movies to like have really weird lines that resemble the titles of the movie, where it's like, thank you for everything. What's your name? Ratatouille. Yeah, I don't know. So this movie, I really like the final battle, and I really like the emotional weight behind Bucky doing a cap on Iron Man's mom and dad. Rest in peace. That lots of emotional drama. I think Baron Zemo is charismatic. It's not like amazing. I don't think he's like super memorable, to be honest, but you know, he gets the job done.
One of my favorite MCU scenes is in this movie. It's where Black Panther spares Zemo at the end.
Oh yeah.
And he stops him from committing suicide. I love that scene. That's like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Also, Black Panther is introduced in this movie.
Yeah.
See, that's like plus 1 point, but then Spider-Man's introduced, so that's like minus 1 point.
Yeah, Black Panther's character arc and his introduction in this movie is super cool. He's very cool in this movie.
Love Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. This is probably my favorite iteration of that character in the MCU, and he feels exactly like he did in the that old Marvel cartoon show I used to watch, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. If you haven't seen that, it's worth watching. I really liked it. I watched that when I was 5 though, so who knows? It's probably dummy now. Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. He's jokey, but he's also this sets up the weird character arc that I really don't like, where they try to make Spider-Man just Iron Man 2. Yeah, y'all have any opinions on that? Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I hate Tom Holland Spider-Man, so
Sean thinks he's too much of a pretty boy.
Oh.
Like, that's why Tobey Maguire was such a good Spider-Man, because he's supposed to be
you don't think Tobey Maguire is pretty, bro?
I mean, no, he's super hot, but I'm saying he's a stupid nerd.
I don't know about that. He is.
Did you guys know Tobey Maguire was on SNL?
Oh yeah. No, when he has it, he's only hot when he has like the evil Peter, though.
But Sean, Tobey Maguire has more asymmetry than Tom Holland, so
yeah, that's true.
I actually think it's the other way around. I've looked at their faces before, and Tom Holland has probably more asymmetry.
Have you seen the ones where they try to like Photoshop Tom Holland's face so it's like both the same sides? And it looks really weird.
It's like Tom, Holland.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being British.
Oh yeah, he is British, so that takes it down a few.
That's like negative a million points.
I like how we're not even mentioning Andrew Garfield.
Who?
We just have to. We can pretend. It's okay.
Andrew Garfield, bro.
You mean Garfield Kart? The game we're playing after this?
Oh yeah.
Andrew Garfield Kart?
No, but one more thing I wanted to say about this movie before we moved on is that I always think about it in reference to Batman v Superman, because it came out like the same time, and it's a tiny bit of the same preference, because like there's heroes versus heroes, and I feel like this movie is like leagues above Batman v Superman, because the conflict in that movie is like so forced, whereas this one feels a lot more natural.
Right.
Yeah, but they have Mark Zuckerberg, Lex Luthor.
Oh,
so.
true. But if we were comparing those two movies, it wouldn't even be a question. We'd have to make 5 more tiers just to separate how great Batman v Superman is apart from everything else in the MCU.
True.
But that's a different discussion. But yes, Civil War, like the conflict is so natural, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than Batman being like, I hate you, Superman, because I don't like you. You know.
I think this is good or great.
I'm gonna just put it in the bottom of great tier. How about that?
Alright.
Yeah, I like that.
Faux show, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
I like
He's kind
Doctor
of
Strange.
strange. I like this movie.
I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, he's bugging out in this movie. He's, getting trained by the bald girl. He got into an accident. Then that one guy, the villain's kind of forgettable. Yeah, and like Dormammu's kind of like a joke, but whatever. I guess the fights are cool. They're like jumping through the dimensions and stuff.
Dormammu, I have come to fight.
Yeah, why'd they turn the Dormammu scene into like something you were supposed to laugh at?
I cannot say.
I actually think the climax of this movie was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
I loved every part of it except for the ending.
Mm-hmm. As far as like origin stories for superheroes go, I think this is probably one of the better ones on this. Probably one of the best that the MCU has. I think the MCU doesn't do a whole lot of. It does a few origin stories, but not a ton, and this is probably the better of them.
Also love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah.
Favorite actors, so
Yeah, he's pretty good playing a meanie.
yeah.
I like Wong. He's introduced in this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to remember anything else about this movie.
Yo, the train back.
Oh yeah,
Are you
The
on
train. The train says Doctor Strange is in good.
Okay. I'll put it in good then.
Okay.
Should I put it above or below First Soldier or whatever that stupid movie is? First Avenger. I'm gonna put it above personally.
Okay.
I would watch it over First Avenger personally.
Yeah.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy.
This is the first one?
Yeah, the first one.
I think it's great. I like
Okay.
the first one a lot.
Personally, I think I saw this movie like 5 times, way too many, because everyone wanted to see it over and over again.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like. Oh my gosh, guys, there's other movies out. But I remember a lot of the jokes, like the guy just like in the pod, and he's like, "That's the stupidest hamster I've ever seen," or something like that. So yeah, really good movie. Great tier.
Great tier. S
I
tier.
like it. I like it.
I like the different settings. I like the prison setting. That's memorable. I like the final world where there's all the ship coming in and they fight on the ship and then they dance off. I don't know. This movie's very iconic. There's a ton of iconic moments.
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah,
to dislike. Okay.
It feels like very. It's probably one of the most unique of the Marvel movies, so much so that more of them started becoming like it. Like Thor Ragnarok is trying to be more so like in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe.
True.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the whole planet that's like a big skull. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Funny Groot, Tree Man, S tier. Okay.
I
Where'd you put it?
I'd put this above Civil War. I don't know if
Alright.
I'd put it above Infinity War though.
Nah.
Probably not. But yeah, super memorable, great soundtrack. Kind of a little heartfelt at times, maybe even.
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of a little.
This was the introduction of Drax. So great tier. What's this one called? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I have not seen
Oh yeah,
this
this
movie.
is when he joins that church that hates gay people.
Oh yeah, this This is when
There was
this
a
is when
solid
Princess
pause
Peach goes lost and they have to track down Bowser. And then the gay people show up, and then they,
Chris Pratt quits.
This movie confuses me.
yeah. I haven't seen this
I
one.
do
So.
not. I do not think it is a good movie, but it also has some of the like really sweet scenes in it that I really like. But I absolutely hated it.
From Brandy.
Like there were really good moments between Gamora and Nebula. There's some good like character development. But I didn't think it was a good movie.
It's probably a bruh movie.
It's
Would you
kind of
recommend
bruh.
seeing it ever?
No.
All right, then I'll put it in the bridge.
Personally, I thought it. Just personally though, I thought it was kind of stinky.
Yeah, I don't like Baby Groot. You know, personally, or teenage.
No.
Groot.
Oh my gosh, baby. Okay, this is
It's
it
like
can
the,
stand, bruh. I almost put it in poopy because I remembered Baby Groot.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It's just like a minion to me. You know,
Yeah.
like a cute little guy to laugh at and go and sell toys about. You know, whatever.
I just feel like the movie wasn't funny at all. Like it tried to be, but the humor was just really weird. But it ended up being like sad. Like there was just a lot of like really sad or like really sweet moments between characters.
Oh, and then they found the cave full of children's skulls.
Oh yeah.
What was that
Ooh.
about? Was that a
That was all the kids that Ego killed trying to find like the perfect energy source.
what?
Remember how his Wait, did you watch it or
I
not?
have not seen this movie.
You haven't seen it. Never mind.
Oh,
There was a cave full of kid
So
skulls.
just like Jeffrey Bezos type energy stuff.
Do you mean
Jeffrey
Epstein?
Bezos.
Oh, I mean, like, I'm not putting it past Jeffrey Bezos to.
I mean, yeah, he probably has
harvest
a
the
kid.
souls of kids to maintain his youth or whatever.
Your channel's gonna get like magically deactivated.
He's gonna
I just vanish off the face of the planet.
Get launched up in the next Bezos blast in the rocket ship.
Next movie, Spider-Man: Far From Home. I think this is.
Is it because the poster on here is in a different language and it says Home Marana?
Dude,
Oh my
this movie is like, I don't get it. How is the holograms real? How is the holograms destroying stuff?
For real, it's bullcrap.
I don't get it.
The drones are such a bad explanation.
Yeah, like everything in this movie looks weird. Mysterio just doesn't look good. Well, he looks cool, but his like smoke effects are so bad. I don't know.
Chloe is the resident Tom Holland fan, so I want to hear
Oh, yeah,
what she
Chloe.
has.
I'm not
You got
okay.
You like Tom Holland.
The only thing I would defend this movie is I think it did a good job of like showing after Iron Man died how much spoilers, Toby. Iron Man dies. It showed how much like
okay. Ban
affected
you from chat.
I'm sorry. It showed how much like it affected him and his confidence and everything, and I liked that whole arc. But also, I don't think it was that great of a movie. I liked the
Yeah.
twist at the end that his identity got leaked, but
He got
also
doxxed.
spoilers. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal.
Gelato. Jake Gelato is a great actor, and I love him, but
Mhm.
this wasn't his most amazing role.
This is just one of those movies for me. It's like you finish watching it, it's like okay, and then you just like don't think about it again. Personally, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't know. Even know what to say about it. I wish it's like whatever.
I do like Zendaya as MJ. I liked her whole deal.
I think the end of this movie kind of adds to your whole point, Brady, that like, well, when everyone learns that he's Spider-Man, then he's essentially like Iron Man 2 because everyone knows who he is. He can't be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man anymore.
Mm-hmm. I guess like my major complaint with this movie is like that whole the Iron Man presence as a whole. It's like I don't know. Like Iron Man's dead, bro. Like move on. Like the Happy shows up halfway through the movie and starts giving him Iron Man's ship, his like jet, and then Spider-Man makes himself a new suit with Iron Man's technology. It's like, can we just move on from Iron Man, bro? Please. This is Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm putting it at the bottom of good if anyone disagrees. Raise your complaints now.
I'm just trying to figure out what language that poster's in.
I'm gonna zoom in on it.
Omarana something
Lengua
Casa.
de Casa. That's Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, that has to be Spanish.
Lengua Casa.
Bro, don't even know Spanish? Oh my gosh. Hulk. Anyone remember this movie?
It's been so long since I've seen this movie.
Kind of a poopy movie.
It is a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
I watched this movie like 15 years ago, maybe, once, and haven't since. A bunch of people die in it. That's kind of all I remember. Hulk fights Abomination at the end. It's kind of alright, I guess.
I really want there to be the one Hulk fan in the world, like in the comments right now.
Yeah, no, he's not here.
Oh man.
Unfortunately. I don't know.
Bruce Banner 69.
Yo, bro, Bruce Banner was done justice in this movie, which he was never done in the MCU before. That's because they realized and toned him down.
I don't know. I guess the Hulk look was pretty alright in this movie. Like, with the hair down.
Oh yeah, he didn't have glasses and sweater vests, so he was okay.
Yeah. Oh, they changed the actor for this movie. I forgot. Like,
No, he was the original, and then they changed it to the other guy for Avengers.
yeah, that's what I meant. Like, they have a whole different actor in this movie. I wonder why. Probably because, like, the actor was like, "You're gonna ruin my character in the future."
He was so embarrassed by the movie that he quit.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a poopy movie. Iron Man 2. I don't know why this one's the first one
No.
up, but
Oh, that is true. I thought it was true.
this is another poopy movie. All right.
Yeah.
Even worse than
Bad.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, Whiplash, cool design. What does he do? He just, like, cuts a car in half. That's his whole character. Uninteresting. The villain is a rich guy. All of Iron Man's villains are really uninteresting. This movie definitely has that trend. Just some rich goon, you know, with a lot of money to buy a bunch of Iron Man suits. Who cares? The whole Iron Man is sick and he needs a cure is so contrived, and the way he discovers the cure is contrived. His daddy built a diorama, and then he analyzes the diorama and it gives him like the chemical compound.
It's a new element.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like
Iron topium.
Yeah, more like Bratopium, am I right?
Joe Biden needs to work on ethically sourcing Bratopium.
The final battle in this movie sucks. I mean, like, they just beat up a guy in an Iron Man suit and he blows up. Like, who cares, man? Who cares about this movie? This is the only movie they had on Netflix back in the day, though, so I watched it.
That's true. I remember that coming on there and it being like the only Marvel movie on there.
That was unfortunate. Iron Man 3? I'm going to just say it. Poopy movie.
It's better than 2.
It's better than 2. I would almost put it bruh, but I don't know. It's still not great.
Oh, yeah. I have bruh above poopy, so I'll put it in bruh tier.
It's
at least a bruh movie, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a bruh movie.
I've literally only seen all the Iron Man movies like once, and they're just kind of like, eh.
Yeah. All the Iron Man movies to me are just like, whatever. This movie.
You didn't really like the first one?
I have not seen the first one, so.
What? Huh?
You gotta watch the first one at least.
I guess I'll watch the first one, but.
I feel like the first one's at least good.
Okay, I'll put it in good.
I liked it. It has that really good ending that everybody loves.
I'm Iron Man. Oh yeah, he literally does the Ratatouille thing. I'm Iron Man.
I am Iron Man.
I am Iron
I
Man.
am Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3, lame villain. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude. The Mandarin's kind of cool, and then he's like a fake Mandarin, and then the white guy who's just a rich guy, by the way, who was like
Mm,
Oh,
Iron
that's
Man made fun of
right.
him when he was a baby or something, so he
yeah.
turned into a villain.
Yeah. Yo, wasn't that kind
Who
of
cares?
Mysterio's backstory? Was just Iron Man
Oh yeah,
into him?
they keep recycling the same villain.
Mhm.
Stop.
It's like
not
Iron
cool.
Man cucks everybody and they turn into supervillains.
He has like the power to like turn really hot or something. I don't know. Really forgettable. Iron Man. I'll watch it someday, I guess.
I forgot that there was that stupid nerd at the beginning of the movie who's like, Tony, if we could look up my invention. He's like, sorry, I gotta go take this woman back to my house. And then he turned into a supervillain.
You aren't gonna listen to me. Well, I'm gonna turn into a villain 500 years later.
Like, oh my gosh, bro, move on, stupid head. Like, I can't care about a character's motivations when their desire to revenge is like, I had one bad conversation with you. Like, grow up. Black Panther. I put that movie in the bro tier, by the way. Black Panther.
Oh, I thought you meant Black Panther for a second.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
bro.
Bro.
Oh yeah, no, the forgettable tier. Just kidding.
Oh my god.
Poopy?
Yo, this movie just like really ticked me off when everyone was like, how dare they cast an all black cast when if you do that with white people, then suddenly it was a big problem, right? So
Okay, but
poopy
there was
tier.
literally they literally have white people
They
in there.
still, yeah.
I don't remember them, so it doesn't count.
Colson?
Coulson is not.
Oh wait, no. What's his name? Colson's
Coulson's
dead.
dead, my
What's
guy.
his name?
Well,
Bilbo.
Bilbo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he flies the plane.
Those
and-
that's
Those two actors, who played Coulson? Because those two actors occupy the same like genre of actor in my mind.
yeah, they kind of do.
Martin Freeman and whatever. I don't know what Coulson's actors.
Coulson. It's just his corpse is in the movie.
I put it at the bottom of great tier for now.
Yeah, that's where I put it.
Killmonger is actually like the first interesting Marvel villain in a long time.
Mhm.
At this point in the MCU, he's not just like a rich guy who has a vendetta against somebody. He's like, I don't know. He has like this really interesting goal of like stopping oppression across the world by murdering everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like this interesting
Kinda base.
theme of separationism that kind of like T'Challa embraces, and Wakanda is kind of a part of, like isolationism, I guess is a better word.
Yeah.
Where it's like we don't intervene, and then Killmonger's like, oh Wes, we are going to intervene, which is ultimately kind of I guess a good motive, but it's like
Mhm.
done in the wrong way, and I kind of see it as a commentary on kind of like American imperialism, perhaps, because
Yeah.
like Killmonger is very specifically stated to be like a Navy SEAL or something, or like a ranger or some high-ranking military officer.
It's like Black Ops or something, yeah.
Yeah, like Black Ops 2 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he was
Yeah. I don't know.
Which
And-
they do at the end of the movie, like they, what's it called, Wakanda, they actually do become more open and start helping other nations and
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know. Like, this is the first movie in a while on these that is like, you know, I wrote a whole paper on this in my English class this last year, so you know, for that, like, there's actually stuff to talk about in this movie, whereas in a lot of ones, it's like Iron Man 3 is the theme of the movie is that don't make enemies of people you don't want to. Yeah, I don't know. There's no
That-
theme in Iron Man 3. There's just not.
I do think Black Panther has some of the worst CG
Oh,
in
it
all of
does.
Marvel.
It's kind of ugly. It, you know, the rhinos don't look real, I guess. And the ending battle scene where they're like anti-gravity, they're just sort of floating around.
Yeah,
That
the
one
train
was
scene.
sus to
Big
me.
poopy.
Definitely sus. So I'm gonna just leave it there for now. I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it there. I think a lot of
Okay.
people would agree with that. Spider-Man Homecoming. Fellas, thoughts?
Hey.
I
Okay,
like this
Tom
one.
Holland apologist.
I like this
Oh,
one infinitely more than Far From Home.
I think this one's decent.
This one is better than Far From Home. Where did I put it? What happened? There it is.
I really like the Vulture in this movie. He's a super cool villain.
Yeah, he's one of the best. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains.
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
that scene where he realizes that it's the girl he likes, Dad, and he has
Oh,
to
yeah.
like drive him to prom. That scene is just got so much tension in it. It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Like when he's in the car and he's like, "Sup, Peter?" and he points the gun at him.
Yeah.
Realistically, like Peter Parker probably could have just snatched the gun and like shot him 5 times before he could have blinked. But I don't know. It's
He
still
was
pretty
scared
scary
of
because it's
it.
out of nowhere, right? And
Yeah,
he's like
he
a
was
little kid at the time,
the Will kid.
and he's never committed cold blood murder yet. So,
And apparently Spidey senses aren't a thing.
well, I think in the Marvel universe they just haven't been developed yet in this movie, because I'm pretty sure that's a point that happens in Far From Home. He like discovers spider sense.
Yawn.
Okay. I put this way above all the other good Marvel movies, I guess,
Okay.
at the top, but probably not great. I don't know why not great. I'm gonna put it in great tier at the bottom of great.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
There's nothing I
right.
dislike about this movie. I really like the fight scenes.
Yeah, I agree with your critiques at about the Marvel Spider-Man, but I think it's kind of the best we can get with
Yeah.
a Marvel Universe Spider-Man.
No, that
Especially
was
'cause
the Amazing Spider-Man.
True, Andrew Garfield Cart. Go Cart.
The game
Uh,
we're playing after this? Am I right, boys?
Right.
True.
Garfio Kart.
I think they did a pretty cool job of tying him into the Marvel Universe, just with Vulture trying to sell all the alien tech, and yeah, I
For
don't know.
sure. You're right. I just really like how Vulture just feels like such a working class villain. I don't know, it feels so in line with Spider-Man's villains, where they're just like kind of bums trying to make their way in the world, but they do the wrong thing, you know?
Yeah,
Whatever.
like Green Goblin, the billionaire.
All right, you're getting banned off call. Enough of this. Thor, the first one. This is a movie that gets better the second time you watch it, but I don't know if it's worth watching a third time.
That's a good way of describing it.
It's pretty forgettable.
It is.
Y'all remember Hawkeye's in this movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's like shoots Thor, or tries to, or is about to.
Also, imagine if you watched Thor Ragnarok first and then worked your way backwards, how weird that would be.
You'd be like, "What is this? Why is it so dark and blue and uninteresting? Why is it not funny?" I don't know. No, I don't know. There's just I remember Thor beating up the big troll at the beginning of the movie. I guess that was kind of cool. The 4 friend characters that Thor is supposed to have, totally lame, totally forgettable.
Yeah. Stupid.
I guess Loki's plot of trying to kill everybody before his daddy wakes up is kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know, man. The best part of this movie is when Thor has that mug of beer and he's like, "Another!" and he throws it on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aside from that, not much else that I care about.
Dark World.
Oh my god, I'm gonna put that in the bottom of. Oh, good. Thor: The Dark World is probably one of the worst Marvel
Yeah,
movies
it's
ever
really
made.
bad.
Oh my gosh, dude, where do we even begin with this movie? It's like the most forgettable, inoffensive, bland movie Marvel has ever made. It's like the bad guys are returning from the dark realm, and then that happens and they stop them. I don't know.
Hmm.
Not much else happens. The like
It's just bad.
they introduced a reality stone in this movie, but it's just like a weird blob, and I don't even remember what it's just like a random MacGuffin. It could have been replaced with any one of the Infinity Stones, and it wouldn't have changed the story.
Or
at all.
literally any other like magic object.
It could have
Yeah.
been like the ring of in Lord of the Rings or something, and it wouldn't have changed the story at all. I don't know. This movie looks kind of bland. It's
It
really
does.
dull and gray. I don't know. I remember when this movie came out. I think it was around the same time as Frozen, and we did not go to theaters to see it. I'll put it that way. And it was like recorded off of somebody's phone, and it was like
Oh, gosh.
240p.
Bro.
It was pretty painful.
That was
Yeah.
wonderful.
A good memory, I guess. And I stopped. I literally just left because I didn't feel like watching the whole thing. That's kind of how. That's the only Marvel movie I've just like left halfway through. So that says something. Any
I
other
feel like the only
thoughts about
part
this
was
one?
Loki.
Aren't
Loki,
they having
doing
weird
the trick.
relationship problems too?
Yeah.
You guys are having
Oh,
internet
yeah.
problems?
No.
No,
There's like. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Just you were saying there's like relationship problems.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, Thor and his girlfriend. There was just like, it seemed like a weird. I don't really remember much about the movie, but I remember there was like a weird romantic story arc that didn't make much sense.
There was because it started out when she was just like, I can't believe you just left me and didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, that is weird. I forgot about that. Like I just
And
don't
it was
remember
also
anything about
dumb.
this movie. This movie's just it sucks. Anyway,
Trash.
Thor Ragnarok.
S tier
S tier for being
because it's
funny.
really funny and has a
Yes,
lot of.
good. Lots of cool fight scenes. No, but in all seriousness, this movie would suck if it didn't have that one bug in it. So good on them
Yep.
for thinking about that.
Yeah, adding the
Uh,
funny joke book.
Yeah, the guy that goes is in this movie, so
Oh,
good
yeah.
on him. I actually like a lot of the like 2D animated sequences in this movie.
Yeah,
Like especially Thor getting on that chair and getting introduced to the fight world is pretty actually visually interesting in a way that most other Marvel movies aren't. I don't know, lots of striking visuals, very iconic. I don't know, this is like one of the few movies that's actually hype to me. Like Thor getting the electricity powers at the end. That like goosebumps the first time I saw it. Most other Marvel movies aren't like that, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably wouldn't rewatch it anytime soon, but I have several times, so for that reason, I put it in S tier. Unless anyone else has differing opinions.
It is like entertaining, but I probably would put it in bruh just because.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what to say. I guess it's just kind of like shocking to the nervous system that so much real stuff is going on to the characters and they're just playing it off like it's a joke.
Are you saying like genocide and stuff, and everyone's just like, "Yo, bros, it's funny zone."
yeah.
That's how I felt about the second Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just,
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying.
yeah, the humor doesn't feel organic. Doesn't fit the
Yeah.
going on at all.
Yeah, it's
I
like.
feel like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, you
Okay,
go
I
ahead.
was just. It's kind of like the director of this movie saw some YouTube videos that was like hey, Marvel is known for being better than DC because we have good jokes, and then he just went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Like 90% of all the Asgardians are slaughtered and murdered. Rest in peace. And then they're like, "Yo, Thor, your outfit kind of awkward." And then they're like, "Yeah, got me, Loki." It's like, bro, that's not what you say when you witness a massacre. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in the
basically.
great tier for now.
What?
That's a solid bro tier.
Okay. The
Y'all.
first Avengers movie.
Pretty good.
Decent,
Very
yeah.
good,
I
actually.
like it.
Pretty good. Very good, if you will.
Some good laughs that actually fit.
The laughs are good. The goofs.
Laughter.
The laughs are memorable. I remember the "Dost thou mother knoweth you weareth her drapes." That line.
Yeah, that's a good line.
There's a lot of really good memorable lines in this movie that stick with us to this day.
Blue.
Thor doesn't have a beard.
True.
Kind
And he doesn't play Fortnite.
I know. So for that reason, it's a
Poopy.
Best tier.
I don't know. The final battle maybe goes on for like 2 minutes too long, maybe, but it's still pretty fun. It's just a fun movie. I don't know. Loki's on his Loki's tweaking in this. He's trying to take over the world. I like Hulk in this movie. Maybe the one contrivance in this movie is like the way Hulk just takes control over his powers or whatever. But aside from that, Hulk is actually pretty scary in this movie. Like, I remember the scene where he rages out and like Black Widow has to run away from him is actually pretty scary.
Oh yeah.
I remember
It's the only movie where he's actually scary. I feel like he just becomes more of only a hero in the following movies.
Yeah.
I agree. He felt like a loose cannon in this, I guess.
Yeah.
The monsters are cool. I don't know. What do you want to say about it? It's a great movie. I'd probably put it at the bottom of great. Probably not as good as Spider-Man Homecoming. But better than Doctor Strange. How about that? Sure. Faux show. Okay. I have WandaVision on this. I guess I can talk about that. I'm gonna just put this in the S tier for now. Thoughts? Faux show?
I don't know.
I loved it until the last episode.
All right. We're
Same.
getting kicked out.
Oh my god.
I honestly loved this whole show. I guess like the last episode was a little bit more of like the stuff we've been used to, where it's like the bad guy shows up and then they have a big fight. But even then, it's like Vision defeats his alter ego by like talking to him. I don't know. So that's like, there's a lot of unique things going on, and like, even if the ending was a little generic, I think I couldn't care less personally, because once I realized that the show was like a analog for grief, or like an analogy for that, like that's kind of like what I thought was the most important part of the show, and the fact that they did that really well with having Wanda have to say goodbye to Vision and all that. I don't know. I thought that was actually genuinely pretty powerful.
No, it was good. Yeah, I just think that the fight scene at the end made me really mad. Otherwise, it was really good.
Sean's just seething because there's so many
I am
female characters
seething
in
and coping because of the women in Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I did really like it, and I love Wanda
Mm-hmm.
a ton. I think she's a great character. I guess, I mean, endings are so important that I feel like that just kind of put a huge damper on the whole thing for me. Like there were some good moments in the last episode, but a lot of the stuff with like what's her face, the
Agatha
evil
or
lady.
something.
Agatha.
It was Agatha. Oh, is it
Mhm.
Agatha?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I thought that stuff was kind of wonky.
Yeah, I like the twist where it's like, oh, Wanda didn't come and steal Vision actually. I thought
Yeah.
that was like probably like whoa, because they're framing her, and it's like the extra element of having like there's a lot of different parties in this show where it's like the military has their agenda and Wanda has her, and then Agatha has her goal, and they all kind of intersect in this interesting way. So that's kind of
Yeah.
cool. I don't know. I really loved all the way each episode played with a different time period in this like sitcom
Yeah.
genre,
That was very good.
and like the style of writing and the humor changed to match each genre. I don't know. This like the whole mystery of it was so interesting, trying to
Hmm.
piece together what was happening from episode to episode. So
It got me back into Marvel when I wanted to be out, so I think it was really good.
yeah, I wish I watched this show when it came out. That's kind of how I feel in retrospect.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't know. I really like it. I keep it in S personally, but
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Josiah, do you have any thoughts?
No, I agree with what everyone's been saying. I think the last episode could have easily been 2 or 3 episodes, and then it would have been like the best thing ever. But it did feel a little crammed. Like, oh, we gotta tell all this in 20 minutes, and
Yeah.
but for the rest, the first however many episodes before the last episode were like super engaging and really unique to the Marvel universe, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay. I think that about covers it. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh my gosh.
Poopy.
This is
I could,
a good to brush show. I'll say that.
I would not give it that much credit.
I think it's
I
top of bruh
absolutely-
at least.
I despise this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I think I watched all of it, and I remember after every episode, I would just like call Sean and be like, "Dude, this sucks."
Yeah.
You
You
never
know-
watched it. I think you just heard from me how bad it was.
Yep, I never watched it.
You
But,
know
I mean-
what's
You can have a different opinion than me. I just hated it. So
I think like the most telling thing for me just now is that I don't even remember if I finished it, so that kind of tells you something.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's so many moments in this. There's like the whole. All right. It's kind of weird to discuss like why do I not even feel anything towards this show, but I think it's just like everything is so. It tries to be interesting, but it doesn't actually put any effort to making any interesting moves. For what I'm trying to say is like, for example, they have this whole inequality issue where it's like everyone who was erased in the snap comes back, and then they lose their houses because new people live in them. So there's like this whole systemic issue they want to talk about. I don't know, with how like banks treat black people, for example, but they don't do anything. They just kind of like bring it up, and that's it. Like the villains, we never see what wronged the villains. We never see
Yeah.
their side of the story. We just hear their goal, and it makes them feel so empty and shallow. I don't know. It's like it's hard to sympathize with them if we don't see their side of the story. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the first episode they started like 7 different plots,
Mm,
and then they had it start out where there's this big issue about like, they don't want borders anymore of countries because that was the way it was. Snap
oh,
happened, and now we want borders again, but these people don't. And it's like they create this big global issue, and then they zoom the lens in to, oh my gosh, Sam's sister is gonna lose her parents' boat, and she can't. We gotta save this boat. And I'm like, wait, but I thought there was this huge like terrible issue that they're trying to deal with on a global scale, and you're making me try to care about this boat.
And that
Like, it just was so, like, out of left field. It was weird. I just did not really, I didn't vibe with any of it.
I think
I love Bucky and Sam, so it was also just kind of like, you could have done better. I don't know.
that thing with the boat is so infuriating to me because it's like we spend literally every episode talking about the boat and fixing it. And then at the end they don't show the boat fixed. It's like, where did the boat go? Did they fix it or not?
Oh my God.
It's like, I thought they were gonna take a ride on the boat or something, you know? Obviously, like they should, but they don't. They don't talk about it anymore. I don't know.
But also as like a side plot, that's just such a random thing to have as a side plot when you have like all of these other like factions warring against each other. Like, I don't freaking care about this boat right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, oh my gosh. The villains totally forgettable. Like the twist at the end with the Agent Carter, who cares, or whatever her name is, I don't even know.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what organization she's a part of or what they're going for. It's so undeveloped. Unexplained.
What if at the end she just like bent down and whispered, "Hail Hydra"?
Bruh. I don't know. That would change a lot of things that happened in Winter Soldier, I guess.
She like triple agented.
Oh my gosh. And then like Captain America comes back and he's like, "Hail Hydra," right in Bucky's ear, and then like Bucky's like, "Bruh," and then Bucky whispers Sam like, "Hail," I don't know, whatever. Everyone's a double agent in these stupid stories. So that covers. Oh, and the final episode for this season is so cringy. It's like Sam gives this speech to a bunch of reporters, and it's like, how could you give that speech? Did you have that pre-prepared? It's like this perfectly delivered, super corny. It's, I don't know. Everyone got get along.
Like, it just didn't feel like he was even sad when Steve died. It just felt like he was just like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but like, gotta move on, you guys. I don't know.
Oh, that reminds me, like the only interesting part of the show for me, like the really interesting part was when that they have like the John Walker character replace Steve, and like he goes ape gorilla mode and kills someone.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's like no consequences for it. And then the character just like doesn't do anything for the rest of the show. He just becomes like a side character. It's like, what? I thought this was going to be the villain or something, or at least have him play an interesting role in the end, but he just doesn't. He's just like there. I don't know. So yeah. Loki. Uh-oh. What are we thinking about Loki?
I liked it.
I'ma say it's probably not as good as WandaVision for me, but it's probably top of great tier.
I'm sad Owen Wilson didn't get to ride a jet ski. But...
Yeah, what the frick?
Rip.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, my guy. So yeah, like the aesthetic of this show is probably my favorite thing Marvel has made. Like the whole design of the TVA and like the orange and green color scheme is super cool. The whole like Twilight Zone gimmick or feel of everything is super cool. I don't know. I just really like this show. It's super interesting. It's super out there. It's kind of got that what's that movie we watched a long time, not a while ago? The space movie, Josiah, with
Space Odyssey?
not that one, but the one with Bilbo. Yeah, the Bilbo actor.
Martin Freeman?
The one with the
space
dolphins that jump in out of
Oh!
I forget what it's called.
Are you talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah, that movie. It has that feel to it for me. You know, where it's like all reality is a simulation and
Yeah, I can
being
see
controlled
that.
by a
Yeah.
corporation. I don't know.
That rhymed.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh, I really like Loki, the show. I feel like two things not great about it is doesn't really feel like Loki as a character, and also um, the dynamic between Loki and Girl Loki is kind of like boring for me. But everything else I really like.
Bro, how could incest be boring to you? Like, what the heck? Bro?
Exactly.
It's gotta be interesting
yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
JK.
Is that incest?
I mean,
Or
it's
is
the
that-
It's
girl version.
self-cess. It's self-cess. There's a whole like
Yeah.
Tumblr tag for it.
Well, if there's a Tumblr tag, then I guess it's legit.
They know the fan base, that's for sure. I disagree. I like Loki in this actually a lot. I don't know. I
I
like
do
seeing
too.
him getting exposed to his history all at once and then becoming aware that he like killed his mom, which I don't think that's
Mm.
something he ever even learned in the main timeline. I remember.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah, go
makes
ahead.
sense that he has like a drastic character change
Yeah.
in that regard. I don't know. I also think that like the whole thing is just him getting humbled over and over and over again. Because like he learns, oh my gosh, wait, I literally have like no consequence in the universe, and I'm just destined to
Yeah.
die. And then he's just constantly like reminded by that fact.
Yeah, I really like I really like that with Loki just getting like humiliated over and over again until he just has to swallow his pride basically. And I really like the existential kind of crisis that Loki has where it's like there's a billion versions of me and they all get stuck in the same trap where it's like every time we try and do something out of the ordinary, we get put in our place or we get sent to the end of time or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the villain in the last episode and everything?
I hated it, honestly. The last episode was like the one flaw with the show for me. The whatever his name is, the guy at the end of time, super weird, just super corny. I didn't like what he was doing. It's like this dude is supposed to be like ancient and a billion trillion years old, and he's like a goofy whatever. I don't know. It didn't seem like the right direction for me.
Felt like a Doctor Who episode to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I thought if it was like some old nihilistic man, Krusty or whatever, who just like hated everything or whatever, that would have been a lot better than just like I just don't know what they were. I don't know. I didn't
That
really
would have
like
been
it.
pretty predictable, though. I feel like this was kind of interesting.
I don't know. I just felt like the whole like I'm a silly guy was just cringy to me. I don't know. And I just didn't like where the episode ended. There wasn't a whole lot of closure. Like there were a lot of arcs in the show, but they didn't get any resolution at the end. So it just kind of felt like an empty ending. Even though I know there's supposed to be more, but like compare this to the ending of Stranger Things or something where it's like yeah, there's more there's a season 2 and 3, but this ending of season 1 feels conclusive in a lot of ways because those character arcs do get resolved, whereas in this they don't. So it just kind of
Yeah.
feels empty to me.
I feel like that became the issue with a lot of Marvel movies is that they felt like they had to leave everything on a cliffhanger because they just want to keep the franchise going, and that's left them with the inability to actually complete any of the arcs that they created.
Also, I gotta go to the pooper. Keep going.
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna start until you. Okay, whatever.
Keep going.
That being said, the ending of this is pretty hype. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I really like the cliffhanger where it's like all of time is out of whack and there's a billion trillion multiverses now and there's the potential of this horrible evil that has been unleashed. I don't know. It's a good setup for things to come, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in the great tier.
It's pretty great.
The good tier. Okay, I have Shang-Chi next, and I think I'm the only one who has actually watched this.
It is Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Josiah, how would you say it? You're the most informed.
don't know. You'd probably say kind of like what Michael was saying, Shang.
Michael? I thought that was Chloe the whole time.
I think it
Oh,
was.
what's up, you guys? It's me, Michael.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we've been tricked.
No,
Michael.
I
with the
can't. I don't
voice
even know
thing.
how to do an impression of Michael.
I'ma just say it. This movie is super dope. I loved it. I'd see it again.
I want to see it so bad.
It's very different. It's the action and fighting scenes. Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about Black Widow in a second. But wherein Black Widow, like every time a character throws a punch, they just cut the camera. You know, it's like super lazy fight choreography and super lazy filmmaking in Black Widow. But in Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, totally different story. There's like shots of people fighting and kicking the crap out of each other and doing like weird strings and combos on each other that last for like 40 seconds each. I don't know. This movie's super satisfying to watch just for the fighting alone. And it probably has my favorite villain in the whole MCU, which is
Oh.
Shang-Chi's father, the Mandarin. Like the real Mandarin is in this movie. And he's like super cool. I don't know.
Does it feel at all like Doctor Strange to you, or are they totally different?
It's also an origin story, so it does. I'd say it's way more interesting. Like Doctor Strange kind of feels like a standard, by the books, origin story in a lot of ways, whereas this movie feels extremely different. Like it's straight up a fantasy movie in the Marvel universe. It's like Lord of the Rings. Like, what if Lord of the Rings happened in the Marvel universe, basically?
Oh, interesting. Where does it take place as far as like the MCU? Is it after?
Post Endgame? Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm intrigued. I want to see it.
Yeah, I put it in S tier.
Isn't the Mandarin an Iron Man villain?
He is, like, traditionally in the comics and everything. But I'm pretty sure he's also this dude's father. So, I mean, that's not really a spoiler. That's in the trailers. But so that's how they relate to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know that was kind of a spoiler, but like,
Oops, sorry. Get right.
what the freak?
There's a big dragon in this movie. That's kind of cool.
Oh my gosh, I love dragons.
The ending of this movie does kind of feel a little overly climactic, you know, a little overly bombastic. You'll know what I mean when you see it, but
like the end of Kung Fu Panda 3.
yes, kind of like the end of Kung Fu Panda 3. Why do you say that? It's exactly like that.
Nice.
Because there's a big dragon.
Oh.
It's in the same realm.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 3 is not a movie I love, personally.
Really? I love all the Kung Fu Pandas.
I love the first and the second one, and then the third one was okay for me.
But Oogway, he's back. In the third
Oh
one.
my gosh, Kung Fu Panda 3 has like the best opening for an animated movie probably ever, with Oogway in the dead realm, and then the moose shows up and
I
attacks
freaking
him.
love Oogway.
Yeah,
One of my favorite animated characters of all time.
yeah. I love how every time he's on this like stick balancing and then he like moves, he's like a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So
And that
good.
part where he just freaking dies. And you're just like, no! Oogway! I love
yeah.
you.
He turned into the tree or whatever.
He was too powerful to have like a death where like somebody killed him. He just was like, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna become a tree now.
Yeah. I think
Oogway.
Kung Fu Panda kind of an underrated trilogy a little bit.
What?
I'd probably put it above How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know, personally.
Ooh, that's a contentious opinion.
But that is a discussion for a different tier list.
Oh,
Right now we are
DreamWorks
talking
tier
about
list? Wait.
what's that movie with the fish?
Fish?
With Will
Finding
Smith.
Nemo?
No, Will Smith
Oh, wait,
as the fish.
Shark Tale?
Yes, that S
Shark
tier,
Tale?
easy S tier.
I actually love Shark Tank.
I probably watched that movie like literally 30 times plus. as a
Same. My
kid.
cousins and I used to watch that movie. Like, that's so funny. I mean, it sucks, but it's also
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Josiah, have
Black
you
Widow.
ever seen Shark Tale? No, sorry. I can't.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I like it.
We should do a watch party. Anyways, Black
Yeah.
Widow.
Black Widow is kind of generic and terrible. Thoughts?
I've never seen it, so
I wouldn't recommend it.
Same.
kind of a bummer, but I also kind of could tell that it was
Yeah.
gonna be before it came out.
Yeah. This movie, I honestly liked the movie after I first saw it. And then I saw it again with my mom. And I was kind of like, okay. But what really did it for me is I saw behind the scenes for this film. And believe it or not, there's a scene in this movie where Black Widow and her sister are at a bar. And
Gotcha.
it's like, whatever, it's a bar scene. Just two characters sitting in a bar, right? In the behind the scenes, that whole bar is literally not even there. It's just a green screen. It's like you literally
my
couldn't go to a bar to film one scene. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty ridiculous.
Like it was just like I can't like pretty much every scene in this movie has got to be fake at that point. I don't know.
The
This
king
movie,
is back,
like it. Oh, welcome back.
Oh.
bruh.
We're just talking about Black Widow and how much it kind of sucks. I think I might be the only one who's seen it. It's just like the fighting is so uninteresting. Like I don't know, every fight scene is just like a character throws a punch and then like the camera gets behind someone's butt and doesn't look anywhere else. It's like can we have a better shot of what's going on? Why is the choreography just people like swinging at each other? I don't know. This movie sucks. I don't like it. I'm putting it in poopy tier.
Poopy.
I'd probably put it above Hulk though. Yeah. Oh, dude, the villain in this movie, straight up, his superpower is that he smells really bad, and if you sniff him, you can't you have to obey him.
That's me.
Let's go.
Finally,
I
a
want
villain
that.
I can relate to.
And he's like introduced in the last 15 minutes of the movie, and he dies like 5 minutes later. It's so stupid.
Nice.
Also me.
Marvel, what if? Thoughts?
I put it in Shang-Chi tier.
Okay.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi tier.
Personally, at the moment, I'd say about 3 of the episodes are like genuinely fantastic from start to finish. Like
Yeah.
genuinely the best thing Marvel has made in a while tier. And then there's like 2 or 3 episodes that are just like, that was all right.
Oh, they were zombies.
And then there's like an episode that is beyond trash, and that's the zombie episode.
the zombie one.
Ugh, I hated that one.
It's like whatever his name is, Ben Shapiro, Bruce Banner shows up back on Earth, and he's just like, he shows up and he sees his best friends die. And then what does he do? He makes a
Ben
joke
Shapiro.
about it. It's like,
Yeah,
why would you make a joke when you've seen your best friends die like literally 30 seconds ago? I hate this. I hated that episode so much. I
Yeah,
stopped
I
watching it after like 10 minutes.
And then
Whoa,
Scott Lang
Tony.
was just a head
oh yeah.
in a glass
Yeah,
thing.
I didn't even get that far, so
Oh.
like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I'm never gonna watch it. But the Doctor
It's
Strange
too
episode though,
Oh.
oh my goodness. Oh
We
my
watched
God.
that after we had had a really rough day because we're like, oh, there's a new What If episode out. That'll cheer us up. And
Started saying, "What if I end it all?"
that episode was traumatizing, but it's so good.
Yeah. The Killmonger episode, I like that one. It kind of ended a little I don't know, it kind of didn't have an ending in a weird way, but I kind of like the whole conceit of it, I guess.
Yeah.
What other? I like the Black Panther episode where he's like Star-Lord for some reason. It's kind of a dumb what if. Like, what if Black Panther was Iron Man? Like, what? That's not a whatever. But it's a good episode, and it's kind of just a fun heist story, I guess. with all the gang, and Thanos is a good guy. You know,
Yeah, I really liked Thanos.
I'm mad. Beats him up. What else? The first episode was probably one of the weaker episodes where it's like, what if we just retold the first movie, Captain America movie, but it was whatever her name is, Agent Carter now. It's like the exact same thing except with a different character. I don't know.
And then there was an evil tentacle god at the end.
The evil hentai monster showed up.
Yeah, evil hentai
Oh my
monster.
Then Rick and Morty had to stop it. It was crazy.
Rick and Morty are in the MCU.
They're probably aren't they owned by the same company? Probably not.
Disney, they probably own Rick and Morty.
Somehow.
I thought Fortnite was Rick and Morty.
No, Fortnite owns Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, yikes. So yeah. The last episode with Ultron, that was actually so crazy. That was the most hyped I've ever. What have you haven't seen it yet?
No, don't
Okay,
spoil it.
I
I'm
won't
excited
spoil it
to
then.
watch it.
But it
You gotta
gave
watch
me
I've seen it.
it gave me a lot of the same vibes that like watching DBZ back in the day used to give. Where it's
Let's
like
go.
this horrible thing is about to happen and literally everyone is gonna die as a result. And it's like it doesn't hold back in that regard, you know?
That sounds crazy.
Oh yeah. And people are fighting and the universes are exploding and stuff, but yeah. No spoilers. So that's the tier list. Whoa. What did you guys think in the chat? There's one viewer.
I think that's me.
Oh my god.
No. There were a few viewers at some point, but you know.
Then you
how-
said Hulk was bad and they all left.
I know. They saw Hulk in the poopy tier and then they were like, oh, bruh. I wonder if I lost subscribers. I probably did.
What if I unsubscribe from this channel?
So, yeah. The tier list is over.
Woo!
So Garfield Kart?
Garfield moment. Do you have to buy Garfield?
It's $2? How
It's
much is it?
$1.50
It's $1.50,
for the
sorry.
lasagna bundle.
For the lasagna bundle.
I don't know, man.
Bro, you gotta do it.
Garfield cart.
I'll think
Literally.
about it. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. I don't know if I'll make this video live or upload it later. I don't know. We'll see. Adios. End of stream.
Poggers.
Brady, you